What's going on? What's the story? Bit of a strange one today. Uh, what is up? Welcome on in. And Pablo, I still make rookie mistakes, don't I? Jesus. Thanks. Sorry, I was just saying there, Pablo. Just of how appreciative I am. Like before I even basically start, you're subbing. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. You've always been there, man. Thank you. I was just saying it's a bit of a weird day today because, a bit of a weird stream today because a lot of us thought that, we're gonna see some Resident Evil gameplay, but now I, I, I guess we all did think it was a little bit of a stretch, but instead they're talking about gameplay, which is I think pretty good still, right? Not that bad. Um, Sub Zero, what's up? Welcome on in. Hope everything's all good. I just have a few images here. If you haven't seen anything, right? Let me just talk just for a bit here. 1 second. I have a folder here. Actually downloaded a lot of these images. So there's actually a lot of new images that came out. Many new images, and a lot of the big content creators and journalists that went to Summer Game Fest, they went to this private screening of gameplay, and like I think like a handful of them, like 4 or 5 people, got to play this part of the game. Um, I looked a lot. I looked a lot on this today. Um, well, Sub Zero's gameplay wasn't leaked, but they show screenshots of gameplay, and they speak about gameplay, and there's a pretty unbelievable thing that they confirmed. Um, Thank you, man. Thank you, Pablo. Appreciate it, man. I'll be back to the speedrunning soon. Don't worry. Cytox, what's going on? Stars, what's going on? What's going on? I mean, maybe you guys know more than me as well. Like, I'm just shooting the shit, talking a bit here about what I know. Um, like the biggest thing that they actually confirmed was now if you're not ready for this, brace yourself. People were very. There was some showcase a few days or yesterday, I think it was, where Capcom said the game is in first person, and people went kind of open arms about that. But they confirmed today with the new reveal that the game is both first and third person over the shoulder, and you can choose the perspective on the fly, however way you like. I mean, isn't that unbelievable? Like, isn't that what people have been really asking for since like RE7 or something, right? You're not a fan of first person. That's no problem then. So now you can play this game in third person. Uh, I know how can you not be happy with that, right? I mean, my only concern though about that is now this isn't a complaint. This is more of a concern. Is that when RE Village came out, that game was in first person, and then I think it was like a gold edition DLC came out, and it gave you the option then of playing the game in third person, and that third person mode was not as well optimized. It wasn't as it wasn't as polished. Um, didn't feel like the game suited the third person perspective at all. Felt a bit tacked on. It wasn't great. Like compare that to like RE2 remake third person or RE4 remake third person over the shoulder. It's not. It doesn't really compare all that much. Like it was that game was designed to be played in first person. But my concern with this is, you know, I think there's somewhat of there can be somewhat of a potential problem when they're when anyone making a game or any piece of like media or art or whatever, when they adopt like an ethos or a philosophy to please everybody, that can sometimes please nobody. Like look at RE6. Like They added like so much content, 4 campaigns, and that like each campaign somewhat supposedly scratched each itch of each type of Resident Evil kind of fan, kind of arguably, you know. And then that ended up being a disaster. Now look, I don't think that's going to happen. It's just a concern of mine that, you know, third person might not work in some parts, and then first person might not work as well in other parts. At the same time, I have a funny feeling there's going to be parts of the game where Capcom will literally recommend you to play in third person for this section, or first person in this section. But ultimately the decision is up to you. Hopefully they do it right though, because I don't mind FPS, but Rose third person seemed janky. Yeah, exactly. I think everything about third person RE Village was quite bad, to be honest. Being able to swap between first and third on the fly is cool, but fixed camera. You know, I was thinking, imagine they come out with this game, and then like 6 months down the line they come out with a DLC for fucking fixed camera. That would be, you know, it'd be so in line with the anniversary too. First person mode for mods for RE2 work really nicely. Yeah. So like, you know, it's, if they can do it, I'd say these guys can do it. You know, and there's probably a reason why it's the most. It's the longest production, the most expensive they've ever done. Like it's, I think they'll probably do a good job of it, to be honest. But it is a concern of mine. It's probably more of a concern now than the whole open world thing, which I'll get into in a sec. Is Grace going to be the main person you control? Any word on that? The only word is that Grace is. They said that Grace is the main character, but there's also another main character with a vast array of firearms, which I'm sure the game will recommend you to play in probably third person for that. Hopalong Cass, what's up? And look, the elephant in the room is that it's Leon. Which, look, I think the fact that they're going back to Raccoon City, and not only that, but the RPD, and they're just off the coattails of RE4 remake, the success of RE2 remake as well. They know they know Leon is a money maker, and this was the most expensive Resident Evil game. So chances are, if you put a gun to my head, if I had to guess, I'd say it's probably Leon that's going to be the other playable character in this. I'll just go to other images here. This is like, these images are pretty damn good. Like, but what's up? Fixed camera mod RE2 is perfect. Yeah, that one as well. Yeah. Kevin is the person with guns. I have a funny feeling. I don't look. I could be wrong here, but I don't get, like, my intuition is telling me that the Ashcroft character might be the only Outbreak kind of niche, obscure character that they're going to involve in this game. They might mention a few Outbreak characters. I mean, I didn't even realize Outbreak was canon. So, like, what is the canon ending of Outbreak? Didn't they find like a cure to themselves? Because weren't all the characters like infected with the virus, and there was like a meter where if you got to 100% you died and you turned into a zombie? Didn't they find some sort of virus that stops that? I just can't remember. Asian women don't age. Ada. Kevin's a weird character since he's tied quite heavily into Leon. Because he's RPD. He finally passed the STARS exam last minute. Got Leon into RPD in the first place. And may have been warned. Yeah, maybe you could be right. Maybe. EJ, what's up? What rumors today? Well, they weren't rumors. There was a lot of confirmations going on today. Like, the gameplay that they saw, all the influencers saw, was this. So apparently what happens is Grace wakes up in what's called, I think, the Rhodes Hill Care Facility or something. It's like a hospice. And it's an environment like this. This is the place here, and she wakes up, and like it's all kind of gothic and stuff. Like, look at this key here. It's like a baby with wings, and she has a lighter, much like the beginning of Code Veronica, where you don't have a flashlight, but you have a lighter. And I heard that was very, very dark. The game was, and there's a stalker enemy, which I'll talk about in a second. I'm going on as if I saw the footage. I didn't see fucking any footage, but I'm just talking about what I heard and what I think. And that's the stalker enemy there. And I was talking to Reneth about this privately, and I think I have a decent guess as to who this actually is. Very Nosferatu there with the imagery and the, you know, even the color scheme and the long nails and the window. And yeah, it was never, to my knowledge, Outbreak was never considered canon up until now. Which, I guess we're both wrong about that, because I guess it was canon in RE7 because Ashcroft wrote an article in that game. It showed up in the game, you know. If Grace isn't immune because of the daylight cure, that's what it was called, right? From Outbreak, my big stretch is the Ashcrofts are cousins to Ashfords. They both wear red colours. Oh, really? Right. That could be, you could be onto something there too. Because I heard that when she's upside down, she wakes up kind of like the movie Saw. She wakes up, doesn't know where she is. There's like, it's like draining her blood. So there's something to do with her physical self that is special in this somehow. Is already one zombie back, or we got the new virus? We don't know if zombies are back. Probably they're back in some capacity. CJ, what's up? I don't know if I said hello. Yeah, I got caught on RE7, yeah. Easter eggs? They were not fucking Easter eggs. That was a full-on file in RE7 that you could read, written by Ashcroft. Like Alyssa Ashcroft, the character. That's not an Easter egg. That's a canon confirmation there, because it's part of the story, especially now. Possible that Grey section is more. Yeah, they did say that this was more horror focused. Like, look at this area here. I don't know if it's a bit blurry for you guys. I'll zoom out a little bit. Like, this is apparently the hospital. Like, this reminds me a bit of the main hall in RE2 remake. There's a lot of these like kind of makeshift curtains just put up here in beds, you know. Like, what type of environment is this? And they found, if you zoom in really closely here, you find out the name of the place. Yeah, it looks just like a hospital, or a very old-fashioned hospital. Story can go anywhere. Yeah, oh yeah. I think what might happen with the game is, you know, we're gonna be playing as Grace in this section for a while. So, thank you so much, Bo. What's going on? Thank you so much, man. The God as well. Thank you so much for the sub. 70, man. You subbed last time as well. What the hell? You're always subbing, man. Thank you so much. Welcome on in. I hope all has been well, sir. Hope all has been well. We're just talking about RE9, the new images that were leaked, not leaked, but confirmed. I was just saying there that I think this, like, you're probably going to be playing as Grace here, and it's a very, very horror focused game then, and then you might play as, do you know the way in, like, there's a shot in the trailer. Hang on a minute. Let me just have can I have the trailer? I just want to show you the trailer. There's a part in the trailer here where it looks like there's a zombie being transformed.
Alyssa died 8 years ago.
Where is it? What's my YouTube this slow? Like this part here, right? See, it's raining here. It looks like it's in some other city, right? Almost like a noir kind of feel to it, you know? And then when you go further into the trailer, there's a guy turning into a zombie, clearly. Where is it? Yeah, this guy. And he's wearing, you know, cops, very like the movie Seven. Like, he's wearing this, the cops wear this on the top of their hats when it's raining. So I feel like there's going to be another location where we're going to be exploring that's not going to be Raccoon City. It'll be this other modern city. And there's some sort of outbreak happening there. That's what I think is going to happen. And then we're going to shift maybe back to Grace in a horror-focused section. And then maybe, let's just say, for example, Leon. He comes into it, and he has a vast array of firearms, and he has the attaché case, and he gets sent into an open fucking Raccoon City, and the game really opens up then. That's where I think my head's at, you know. And I caught some flack in a few chats saying that. I said this in a chat. I won't say whose, but I said this in a chat 2 days ago. I was like, I'd say you'd be able to probably switch between first and third person. Fucking like I was treated like a clown. I was treated like a clown. Not to say I told you so or anything like that, but I just hate the way sometimes, like, look, I get some rumours and stuff and theories can be so conspiratorial and they kind of fucking fester in an environment of just misinformation and ridiculousness, but, like, I didn't feel like saying that was a completely out of the world fucking thing to say, that you could switch first and third person. I think when the camera is panning around the ruined bus, that Kevin... Yeah, I know. I watched Sphere Hunter's new breakdown that just came out, and she said that she thinks that's Kevin talking. Um, Probably more Mark, right? Because I did say it sounds more like a kind of black guy, right? Kind of, just something about him, but something about that voice. He does sound like he's a big buff guy. Big. I just typed in Resident Evil 9 into Twitter, and there's so much that comes up. But I wanted to show you more of the imagery here. Hugo, what's up? I'm just talking about Resident Evil 9. There were images released of the game and gameplay details as well, so you can swap between first and third person. Maybe Leon in Raccoon City and Grace is in a different city. Maybe, or I had this off the wall theory. Now, here's a theory that might make people. I heard this vaguely off someone else, but I kind of took it and ran with it. Like this, I don't mind getting flack for this, but imagine if Grace is actually Leon's daughter, because Leon will be a lot older than this, and Grace gets taken, and you play a lot as her, and then it would kind of that would kind of fit in line with Leon's character, like the kind of thematic, like origins and richness of his character. Because in RE2 he starts off as a rookie cop trying to save people, but not quite really able to save anyone. RE4 remake, he evolves from there, and it's a job to him, and he's super professional. He's as in like he's good at his job, and he's sent in to save someone as a job, and he does a great job. This time it's personal. It's a fucking cliche to say that, but this time it will be personal for him. The stakes are as high as ever for Leon if he's going to be in this game. So the stakes are fucking really, really high in this, because it might be his daughter. It might be more personal. It might not be a job, And maybe, I don't know, Jill could be sent in on a job, and that conflicts with Leon's personal life or something like that. I don't know. That was an idea I had. And that is also an idea I had, because I thought that maybe that's partially why they might not be showing Leon if he is in the game. Because Leon is a very wisecracky kind of character where he's talking a lot, and he's just insulting the characters a lot, and he's very, very lighthearted and stuff. But if he's in this game, and if that's the case, he's probably not going to be like that in this game. Because imagine that you're trying to save your daughter, you're not going to be cracking jokes like. So like, and they did say there's a big tonal difference in this game. There's a big tone shift in this. Sheik, what's up? Leon, I suppose Leon might still be a virgin to this day. Yeah, Grace is the main character, along with another unknown character, apparently. Don't have to date to make a baby. That's true. That's true. Some of us know that the hard way. A tone shift in comparison to... Yeah, good question. I mean, I'd say a tone shift in comparison to the whole franchise, because, a lot of the franchises, there's a lot of... I mean, the last game that they made was RE4, and there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek kind of comedy in that game, and goofiness, and goofiness is a big part of Resident Evil. So I think, and just looking at the trailer, I feel like it's a tonal shift in terms of it being more serious. There's nothing goofy about this. Look at this shot here. Like, look at the graphics here. I saw something on Twitter where you actually, if you go, where is it? I have to find it. This is actually like a video. There's a shot of someone. There's a shot of this character turning around, and it looks so real, man. Now, here, look at this. I have a thing to say about this, right? I think this enemy here. So this is the enemy that stalks you in this area, in this demo, the supposed demo where you're in the hospital, right? Quality is not great here, but I think, and I said this to Reneth day one, and Sphere Hunter said it in her video as well. I think this is Lisa Trevor from RE1. I think it almost has to be. There's a lot of things that make me think it is Lisa Trevor, and apparently the enemy is really, really big. Like, apparently this does not make it. This does not do it justice at all. Apparently there's holes in the ceilings, and it's just unbelievably tall, and really, really intelligent, kind of like the xenomorph in Alien, Alien Isolation. Suspended like a liquor. Yeah, I heard she can go on ceilings and stuff. But The reason why I have an image here for you. The reason why I sent this to Fano as well. Hang on. I took an image here. I zoomed in on an image here. One sec. Yeah, look at this. If you zoom in here, look. What's that on its wrist? And you can hear it as well. That's clearly a shackle, and there's a chain here. There's a big chain here, and there's like long nails. And if you look at this image, where's the image where she's getting bitten? Yeah, look at the kind of dressing gown she's in, and look at the hair. And then Sphere Hunter said that she actually, if you go to her video, she shows a part of it where Manchland, what's up? She shows a part of it where, what you call it? She said that it sounds exactly like it. Like there's a part of it, that shriek that Lisa Trevor does where she's like, Wah! Almost like a pig, like, Wah! Like that. Exactly the same, apparently. Like you can hear it with your own ears. Like she posted it herself. It's really interesting. I think it is Lisa Trevor. It has to be. Like she probably survived 30 years of, I don't know, 30, however long it is. It would just be interesting to see how she got out of the mansion or just relocated somewhere else over the 30 years. I don't know, because I don't know how intelligent that character is. She literally, what if it's the mayor's daughter? Oh, really? You think so? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. It has to be Lisa Trevor. Why would that character be wearing this dressing gown here? And it looks really old. It looks like a fossil almost. Just like fossilized onto her skin. I think this has to be Lisa Trevor, which is so exciting. Like, it was just you just couldn't defeat this enemy in the game. Like, how did Lisa Trevor actually, like, you're trying to tell me that Lisa Trevor, when she fell down, like, she died from a height. She just fell off something and that's it, she's dead. There's no way, man. She has to be alive. Or, well, still in the game. Still in the franchise. Lisa's stuck as a child. She has limited intelligence. Yeah, exactly. Because her parents, I know the whole lore behind it. Yeah. It is possible for sure. If the Saw movies taught me anything, is that a character doesn't die until you gruesomely see them dying. And we didn't see that character dying at all. Yeah, she was indestructible. So how could a fall kill that character? If anything, though, I said this last time, if anything, that fall will probably protect her from the blast. You know what I mean? But yeah. There's so much going on with these images when you talk about it. This, I can't really find this at the moment, but there's a part where she turns around and it looks amazing. Like the game, like it shifts right into gameplay, Where is it, man? Fuck. It was one of the first things I saw. I can't find it now, but you can go for it. You can have a look at it yourself. But yeah, she's just she turns around. People are doing cosplays already. Look. But yeah, yeah, the Saw films do that a lot. Somehow Lisa Trevor returned. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's something we learned from Star Wars as well, that anyone can return without any fucking explanation. Graphics and sweat detail, yeah, it's unreal. I mean, you look at the environment here, even just the chair being in the center of the room, it just seems so off, doesn't it? Something about it. And look at this, it's clearly like a kind of psychology kind of room. Like, that's one of those Rorschach paintings. I saw someone compare that painting to Salazar. Like, this is the hat, and like this is like that's his face, and just a very gothic door there. That's very reminiscent of like RE7, because it's the same director. Now, this is very PT, I think. So we actually don't know if Mr. X died in OGRE2. He just fell into lava, but still we don't know. Well, Mr. X was blown up by the rocket launcher. We saw him gruesomely die. I'm talking about RE2 remake. He died, Bo. We shot him with a rocket launcher. His whole body was gone. And that happened in the original too. He fell into the lava, he came out, he survived, he transformed, shot him with a rocket launcher, he's in bits and pieces. We didn't see that with Lisa Trevor, that's what I'm saying. Might need a new PC, yeah, might need a new GPU, to be honest. This looks very, very PT-esque. I know someone was saying it looks like it's a flashback to the what you call it, the mansion in RE1. But look, this was never in the mansion in RE1. Not that, not saying it can't, but look, it's confirmed that's the hospital, you know. And I'm only noticing it literally right now. It looks like you can see something. That's hardly the stalker enemy? That's probably just part of the wall. And I heard that, you know, the lights go out and you have a lighter, and the only other light, you can actually put the lighter down in a different part of the room to push things so you can step up on it to take items. And then the only other like light in the room is just like red alarm that's there, and it's scary as fuck. Pon, what's up? Are these RE9? Are these RE9 stills, mate? Yeah. Yeah, these are still new from Capcom. Really wouldn't be surprised if the game ends with return to RE. Yeah, I think the third act of the game, there's a good chance that the third act of the game might go back to the mansion site, and you could probably go down into the tombs and the labs and stuff there. They probably rebuilt stuff. I don't know. I know you're all good, but don't worry. Sometimes things need to be said, you know. And like again, I think it's a really good idea that they're bringing in a character like Grace compared to Ethan, because a lot of people had problems with Ethan because he didn't seem to have a personality. But the thing about Ethan was, I understand why they did it, because it was like he was a blank slate and we projected our own personality onto him, whereas she, I hear, is really, really engaging and outspoken, and she has dialogue, she has character, she has a personality. And I hear that when you're walking around as her in first person, she's breathing a lot, like she's like panting, she's tired, she's terrified. Humanizes her a lot more than Ethan, you know. Now I do think that they did a much better job with Ethan in RE8. He developed a lot more into that in that role in the game, especially in the third act of the game. But it looks like Grace is a perfectly like latchable kind of character that we can just like a lot easier, you know. And like if the trailer does one thing, it really shows you that first thing you notice that she's like clumsy, dropping stuff, and kind of submissive and subservient, and you know, which is not at all the type of personality that you want as a protagonist in a horror game, in a good way, because you want to like that mirrors how the player should feel, you know. Because I like how this game seemingly is like leaning into that whole kind of setup of Resident Evil, where, you know, the first half of the Resident Evil games are always very horror focused because you're not familiar with the game. You don't have a lot of inventory, you don't have a lot of resources. So naturally it's a scary game. But then as you go into the second half of the game, you're more familiar with it, you've literally gotten better at it, and your arsenal has increased. So you're a much more formidable player in the game. Not that you become the Doom Slayer, but I love the way this game seems to be kind of leaning more into that, where you play more, you might be playing as her in the beginning, and then as it goes on, you be playing maybe, I mean, look, the fucking big rumours that it's Leon. Funny enough, the whole rumour that Nick Apostolidis was in this game, I think like last week, I found that if you go on his IMDb, it said that he was starring in Resident Evil 9 on his IMDb page. Now, usually I find IMDb to be kind of fairly accurate, you know. But interestingly enough, they took his name off. They took Resident Evil off his profile. Resident Evil 9. So I'm a tad bit less certain that he's in the game. But I mean, if it's not that I particularly want him in the game. I would love someone like Jill to be in the game, but I kind of do think it will be ultimately Leon. The hallway shot is The hallway shot is given proper house benefit. Yeah, exactly. Except there's probably a bit more, probably slightly more gameplay involved, as in like mechanical gameplay. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of walkie simmy. That was, and it was terrifying. I'm not the only one who think it sounds like a little thin of a reason to go back to Raccoon City. I mean, we don't really know the real reason why they're going back to Raccoon City, right? We don't know. We just see Raccoon City in the trailer. We don't really see anything else, right? Where's Raccoon City? Yeah, I have it there. We don't really know why they're going back to Raccoon City. No, I complained about that the day of the teaser. It doesn't make sense. Her mom would be there, and now she's in Raccoon City. Who, Alyssa? Sorry, I'm having multiple conversations here. Yeah, but it's possible we don't have enough info. We really don't. We really don't know much about the. In terms of plot, we don't know anything really. All we know is that we play as a character called Grace. I mean, that hospital that she's in, we don't even know if that's in Raccoon City. First time in my life that I was excited to see a crater. Yeah, it looks very Death Stranding here. But yeah, like I'm not an expert when it comes to Outbreak lore at all. I'm not, to be honest. But I mean, I said it in my reaction, like, what a niche character to reveal this game with, you know? The daughter of a legacy character. It's unreal, isn't it? I really do. I really hope they do a similar thing to RE7, where trailers almost treated the story like it's a new IP. A lot of people have speculated that they could do a thing with this similar to RE7, where they released different demos over like the course of like a couple of months, and each demo will be updated, you know. And they even did something. They did that as well with RE Village too, right? I mean, Capcom is one of the only few big companies that still release demos, right? Dynamite, what's up? Shit, like we got Silent Hill 2 remake. Prequel, what's up? Explains it well. I watched it all. I know. I had like a spare hour to kill, about kind of an hour to kill, and then I listened a lot. I listened to a lot of stuff in my car on the way home. I don't really want to watch other people's stuff because I don't want to kind of steal their stuff off them, and you know, I'm not a YouTube kind of expert, so I don't really know how to. I might post. I was planning on posting this discussion on YouTube because my other video did very, very well. So yeah, gameplay and all. Well, they said that at Gamescom in August 19th that gameplay will be shown, or gameplay will be available to play for people who go, or something like that. I don't know. Which will probably get leaked, you know. If it's something that's kind of a bit more public, it will probably be leaked. And look at that image there, man. That I really think that's Lisa Trevor. If you look closely in other images, it looks like she's kind of blind. Her eyes are like huge and swollen, but I don't really know if they're open. They look damaged. A Leon cosplay? No, I'm too fat for that. Time to set up Outbreak. I mean, this character here, I don't know why this image is a bit shit, but that's probably Oswell E. Spencer, right? Because imagine in the third act of the game, you know, you fight Oswell E. Spencer, basically the creator of everything, and maybe Lisa Trevor will be his lapdog or something. And this character here, I noticed it looks like his chin is a bit almost Thanos like. It's like a kind of burn or something here. Some people speculating that this character is the same character as this one. But I know, Prequel, I was talking about that, man. I was talking about it all. And that looks like the design. And Sphere Hunter was saying that these look like biker boots. They don't look like biker boots to me. Maybe they are, but which would imply that she drives a bike, and you know, a bike could be the option to get around this huge open world of Raccoon City. Supposedly, I don't know. I don't really believe that, but and she was only being like kind of tongue in cheek about that, but I don't know. Yeah, I like her design as well. Kind of reminds me a bit of Claire Redfield. Yeah, very Claire coded. Yeah. Any other images I didn't speak about? I mean, yeah, like, you know, the image where she's looking sweaty like this. That she just turns around and she walks into gameplay like this, what looks like gameplay, and it looks so smooth. It looks so crisp. But yeah, I heard that in this demo, like, you basically start off and you have a lighter and you have to find a fuse to open like a shutter or door to get the safety. But to get the fuse, you have to find a key to get into a door. You know, very, very standard Resident Evil stuff, like fetch quests, you know. But yeah, I'm trying to think of other stuff that I wanted to talk about. I mean, yeah, it would be cool if a lot of legacy characters would come back, like Jill. I think it would be cool if Carlos came back. I really would like it if Carlos came back. Um, Claire, I'm not really hearing a lot of buzz for, which is odd because like a lot of people love Claire and they want to see a Code Veronica remake, but I haven't heard a lot of people talking about her, with regards to this game. I don't think it will be a full open world. No, no, no. Listen, I'm not saying it's going to be full open world at all. I'm just kind of going along with the general notion of the public. You know what I mean? Just the consensus. It's just I don't think it'll be open world either. If anything, at most it'll be probably when we get into that big open section with maybe let's just say Leon, right? I know people fucking hate if I say that because some people don't like Leon, but let's say it's kind of somewhat in the vein of like you have this part of Raccoon City, and much like GTA, this part is free. You can kind of go around and do as you please, and then just like in GTA, you get the Brooklyn Bridge over to Manhattan, and then you unlock a new part, and then you gotta go back, and then there's like maybe this game will incorporate central hubs. You know what I mean? And that could be somewhat what Raccoon City is like, maybe. I hope that in third person gameplay it's the same as RE2 remake. Like if you press backwards, she runs backwards. Yeah, I mean, we've been saying it for years, but I feel like for a long time now, for nearly a decade, Capcom have a really good grasp on what people really, really do like about Resident Evil now. It's like they just seem to have a good understanding of what people like now about Resident Evil. Yeah, backtracking in a semi-open world would be insane. Couldn't have said it better myself. That's exactly it. Like backtracking in a semi-open world with central hubs. I mean, that's what RE3 remake should have been, Bo. That's what it should have been. Where we had the train station, where that was like a kind of safe zone, but you use the train to get around to different large sections of Raccoon City, and then you backtrack to other parts, and then the train was broken here and there, and they had to do this. That was how they could translate what they tried to do with RE3 in the original, to a more modern sense, because it was just limited at the time. But they didn't do that, I feel like they could be doing something more along those lines in this game. I'd love if there was a night and daytime type shit. Yeah, it probably looks like it will, because they did do that in RE4. RE4 original and RE4 remake, where it's parts of it are during the day, parts of it are at night, Remember there was a chat that the subway in RE3 remake was going to be great. Yeah, I know. That was a big rumor back then that was going to be true, like there'd be side characters to help, and wasn't real. Be mad if we see more of the city in 9 than yeah. I said to Reneth the other day, right? I don't know how long I have left. So I'll have to go offline and then I want to post this on YouTube. Then I'll be back online to do some runs. I'm enjoying talking about this. But imagine, right? Could you imagine, right? In this game, you actually got to go into the clock tower, the one that we didn't go to in RE3 remake, that they full on fucking debated us with. Could you imagine we do that? We go in, it's all dilapidated, it's all fucking, it's destroyed similarly, and it's very like the original, but it's somewhat, you somewhat have to go in and solve things. It's like the clock, and yeah, like it's just like Jill would have so much like PTSD as well if you're playing as her. That would be great. That would be amazing, because if you could play as Leon for certain parts of Raccoon City, then he goes into the RPD, and then Jill goes into like the clock tower or something like that. That would be fucking amazing, wouldn't it? A redone version of it or something. I don't know. Village had night and day as well. That's right. Mostly day, right? I remember that. 3,000 miles away. In an article, she looks at the RPD. They shit the bed. Well, what if they do something like, if it's like semi-open world, but you play a lot of legacy characters in different parts of that, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too excited, Like, the one thing I've noticed about these rumors and stuff and like discussion about this game is that, people do get kind of sniffy and cynical about it, and, I'm not saying I'm exempt from being like that too. There's some things I've heard where I'm like, "Ah, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about?" But like, you know, we are just spitballing. We're just shooting the shit. We're talking. We're having a bit of laugh. Like, I'm not one of these guys that will make these like really, really concrete like theses of evidence, and like I'm so rigid on this belief. Like I'm open to talking about anything and everything when it comes to this game, as much as I want, as much as I try. I mean, why not 30 year? Yeah, exactly. Like it has to be something really meaningful for 30 years anniversary. You know, I love the fact that in the demo, you didn't have a weapon and had to run away. You're like, yeah, very RE7, very Alien Isolation. Even someone could say, you could say PT as well. I still having high expectations with AAA studios. I'm excited, but not trying to have expectations. Yeah, I mean it's very hard for me not to have expectations for this. That guy Des, what's up? Welcome on in. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Like these are really great images. I think, very very eerie images that really just fuel our interest. Even gives you her beautiful light color there, gorgeous. I mean, look, I said that. Look. What if she's Leon's daughter as well? Kind of does look a bit like Leon, right? Like, look in the face. Like, look in the face. Just very. You could almost see a bit of Leon in her, right? I don't know. Maybe that's a ridiculous theory. I don't know. I just feel like it slightly resembles Leon as well. Oh, and there's images as well where they do like a still shot of the. Hang on, let me show you the trailer again. You actually do seem to see, what's her name? Alyssa.
One that exhibits the same pathology.
Now, where's the flash? Hang on, the flashback.
The Renwood Hotel.
Right. I don't think it's here. I'm going frame by frame here. Hang on a minute. You do get to see Alyssa. Right, it's not there. Where the fuck is it? Hang on. I want to get that shot where you find her.
I know.
Where you see her. There she is. Right, hang on. Right, look at this. That looks like her, right? That's Alyssa, her mother. And then here she is again. Yeah, that looks a bit like her. And then there's another one where she's running away, kind of.
Alyssa died 8 years ago.
Yeah, look at her here. You get a really good shot of her here. Like, look at the color of her. It's not that as a mystery. Like, they're talking about her, sort of referring to her in this imagery. But that is her. Look at that. Because she did wear that color, like a kind of red orangey kind of coat. That has to be her. Like, it's just cool seeing her in the RE engine, you know. Resistance Reverse. Journalist that wrote the article about the dispute. Exactly, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Ball. So RE7 actually was the one that confirmed that RE Outbreak was canon, which is weird because I know there's different like ending. There's loads of different endings and stuff to Outbreak. So I don't think we're gonna see like Outbreak characters be huge in this game, but they're probably gonna make reference to them. Probably. I said earlier that I don't think they're gonna be big or anything. If anything, they might reference a few. I could be way wrong about that. Who knows? Mark and Kevin or something might be in the game somehow. I don't fucking know. It's just exciting. The Dulvey Daily. Was that who she wrote for? That's her mother. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. That's Alyssa. Her mother, Alyssa. There's another image right there. Jesus, one frame. Fucking hell. And she's in a hotel here, according to this. But yeah, that's all I have to say really about. I think I covered basically everything. I'm just kind of spitballing and talking about my feelings on the game and how excited I am. I think I haven't been this excited. I say this with every Resident Evil game, but I really genuinely don't think I've been this excited for a Resident Evil game since RE2 remake, to be honest. Because we're going back to the RPD. It's a legacy. It's a big sequel, the biggest one ever, biggest budget, most ambitious one ever. I mean, I don't know how the hell you can't be at least somewhat excited and interested in this game. So yeah, that's it from me. So I'm gonna go and raid someone. I'm gonna post this on YouTube, and then I'm gonna go and raid someone, and then I'll be back. I just have to do a few things first, and I wanna post this. Look, I know my logo here is fucking everything is a joke here, but I'm just so excited. I have this on my other screen as well. I love the one where it's like it shows both, shows the old RPD and then the new RPD. Well, new as in like the destroyed RPD. I'm just so excited about it. But yeah, I'm gonna go and raid someone. Let me see who I can raid. 1 second. Who's live? Thanks for popping in. I know it was a strange stream. I will be back though. Abdel, welcome on in. I will be back though in the next like maybe 2 hours or something. What time's it? Yeah, maybe about 2 hours or so. I'll be back doing some runs, and we can even talk more about it then if you like. But yeah, I just wanted to go and see the raid now because it is it's very early for me. It's very I got permission off the missus to stream earlier, as in let's see who's live. I want to keep this Resident Evil hype train going because it's extremely exciting. I raided Reneth yesterday, so maybe we raid. How about we go and raid Alanist? He's kind of like a streamer that I've only recently gotten to know, you know. But he raided me a few weeks ago. This VOD will be up on YouTube. I wanna post it today. Hi, oh, your friend Highbells. That'd be cool. I'd appreciate that, man. I really would. Yeah, by all means, I'm gonna post it later. I'm gonna post it like right now, and then I'm gonna be back online. I just want to try and grow my YouTube channel. My other video was my most successful video for like my most successful video in one day. It has nearly 9,000 views now, which is unbelievable for me. So I'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm nearly at 600, so I'm looking to really try over the next while. But yeah, I'm gonna go and raid Alanist now. So I'd appreciate like a big a follow, or it's called a sub on YouTube. I'm looking to really improve on YouTube. But yeah, I'm gonna go and raid Alanist now. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for being here, and go on over and show Alanist all the love. I'll be back soon. Trust me, I'll be back soon. But I'll catch you soon. Have a good one, guys. And it's so exciting to be a Resident Evil fan.